Hello everyone on YouTube, this is Finalugia Guardian, also known as Lexastoria on vid.me, and today I'm going to give you a brief explanation as to how I color my sketches. So what you're seeing right now is the base frame, the base drawing, the just regular pencil drawing that I used for my How to Draw Manga Style Body Proportions Dynamic Poses video. I'll put a link to that in the description below. So this is what every sketch starts with. And if you want to see how this was done, just click the link in the description box to my Dynamic Poses How to Draw Manga Style Body Proportions video. And you can get more detail with that. But this is how everything started, pencil on paper. And then from there, I scanned this into my computer, and I put it into Photoshop. And then using the hue and saturation tool, I blued that video out. Sorry, I didn't blue the video out. I blued the sketch out so that everything was sort of a ultraviolet blue. And what I came up with using the hue and saturation tool was this. And I'm actually going to cut in a video of me doing that right here. Okay, so now let me show you how I blew the sketch out using Photoshop Elements. So what we're going to do is go to Enhance, then we're going to go Adjust Color, and then from there we are going to select Hue and Saturation, adjust Hue and Saturation. Then we're going to select Colorize. Then we are going to drag the hue up to this cayenne color, more or less. Then we're going to drag the saturation all the way to 100%. Then we're going to drag the lightness to about 85% or so. And actually, I think I'm going to drag it to about 82. And there we are. I'm going to select OK. Now we're going to zoom in to the sketch, and you'll notice that everything is blue. And as a result, when you print that out, you are going to have a blued out sketch, which you can then scan into Photoshop, and you will have basically none of this blue, or at least very little of it, which you can actually get rid of in the Microsoft Office photo editor by just dragging up the contrast and dragging up the midtones all the way. And that will basically get rid of all the blue and turn all of your black inking lines black and give you the black inking lines and just regular black figure with none of this blue, which is of course exactly what you want. So that's this part. Okay, so now that you've seen that video, I'm going to give you a brief explanation as to what I do next with this. You'll notice that these things are blue. Well, this color blue actually will not show up too well when you scan it, and that's actually kind of what you want, because when you scan this into the computer, this blue will sort of all get just blown out, and the black inking lines you use, which, by the way, this is what I use here. I use Pigma micron inking pens. These are not too expensive. You can find them at any Hobby Lobby, any Michaels, any number of art stores. You can find these, or you can order these on Amazon.com if you like. I do recommend them. They're very good. I've used them for a long time. If you want something a bit cheaper, the Pigma Senseis are also pretty good, but we won't go on to a product review. Maybe we'll review these next time or some other time. That's not this time. So, when you ink the drawing, what you're going to get is this. And then, of course, what you get once you scan this into the computer is all these blue lines, since the computer uses a blue light to scan this photo, it's going to wash out this, and then when you drag the contrast up in the Microsoft Photo Editor, this blue will pretty much all go away. And as a result, you will end up with a sketch that looks something like this. Okay, so now that you've seen what that sketch looked like, I am now going to show you a bit more as to what I do to actually add color for my characters, and I do that using Photoshop Elements. So we're going to cut to me adding color in Photoshop right now. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how I add color to these sketches. So after I've scanned them into my computer, I've gotten rid of all the blue, and I've gotten rid of everything that's like not a black line. I end up with something like this. Now, these are actually already partially done, but I think I'm just going to show you how I finish them. So what I'm going to do is go into the finished sketch of what everything is, color added and all. And I'm going to get skin tone using the eyedropper tool. And now I'm going to select my paint bucket, which of course has a tolerance of 21. You will always want to have the tolerance set around somewhere around this level. Then opacity, of course, 100%. That should be already set at 100%. And then you're just going to click, and there you go. Add some skin tones. Add skin tones on the legs for Lex here. And you'll notice the nipples on Lex's chest are a darker color than the rest of his skin. That's something that, oh, whoopsie. That's something you want to always keep an eye out for, as to whether or not your character has a gap. And I think there may be a gap somewhere here in Lex's foot. So I'm going to, yep, there is. So I'm going to just use my pencil right here. Going to just add one dot. Then select the paint bucket tool again. And there we go. Lex's foot and leg are now colored in. So now, of course, we're also going to add Lex's hair. So once again, we're going to go here. We're going to use our eyedropper tool. We're going to select a dark brown hair, which is actually very similar to the color of hair that I have myself. And of course, Lex wears his hair brushed back. And of course, just regular curly at the bottom. And that will suffice for Lex's hair. Now we go in to Lex's eyes. So I'm going to go over here. I'm actually going to zoom in a little bit so that I can make certain that the eye color is right. So there we are. Now we're going to once again, of course, select the paint bucket tool. Fill the eyes in. And now we're going to move on to Shirley. And Shirley's eyes are actually the same color as Lex's. I just decided to use the same color because I was kind of admittedly lazy when I was designing these characters. But that's Shirley's hair. And of course, I imagined Shirley being a little bit more pale than Lex, so I gave her a slightly lighter skin tone, just one shade lighter than Lex has. I kind of imagine her being at least primarily of Northern European descent, so as a result, her skin tone will be a bit lighter. But now we just use the paint bucket tool just like we did last time. And we paint bucket right here, paint bucket right here, paint bucket right here. And that gives us a fully filled in skin tone for Shirley. And of course I've already had her face filled in, so we don't need to do that. Now I'm going to drop in her hair. Once again, she has platinum blonde hair, I think is the term, or at least close to it. Now, just like Lex, we use the paint bucket tool. Just drop in the really light yellow for her blonde hair. And we finish this down here. Always remember, if you have hair behind the character's back, to always go in and fill behind that. And that gives us two fully colored in characters. So, of course, there's going to have to be some touch-ups done with these characters. But once you do all the touch-ups, your characters will look something like this. And of course I will now go ahead and post in the finished sketches of these characters so you can see them. So I guess that's going to be it for this part. So thanks for watching. Till next time, have a good day. Take care. Peace.